Apple had a third co-founder named Ronald Wayne. He left the company only 12 days after it was founded, and he sold his 10% share for only $800. If he had stayed, his shares would be worth around $60 billion today. And there have been many times where Apple has more cash than the US government. And at times, it's actually had double the amount of the US government. Apple is one of the most successful companies in history, with their market cap larger than all but 4 countries: the US, China, Japan, and Germany. But not everything has landed well for Apple. Did you know that Apple launched a clothing line in 1986 called the Apple Collection? This was about a year after Steve Jobs left, and they sold random things like toy trucks, wind sails, umbrellas, and towels. They even had the first Apple Watch for around $30. And if you look closely at nearly all Apple ads, you'll notice the clock is set to 9:41. Originally, it used to be set to 9:42 because that's when Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone. But after unveiling the iPad in 2010, they switched it to 9:41. According to the former iOS Senior Vice President Scott Forstall, he once divulged that new product launches almost always occur around the 40-minute mark of a keynote speech. And when you look at an Apple product, you assume that most of it is made by Apple. But oddly enough, some of the key parts are actually made by some of their competitors. For example, the iPad's display comes from Samsung, while the MacBook Pro displays are made by LG. And speaking of the MacBook Pro, many tests have been done that prove it can